aka the reincarnation of L. Ron Hubbard and proper heir to all of his mansions and cars, and we're gonna have a dope-ass pool party. Welcome to Auditing America. Fake Mike! Real news.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's up, folks? Good to see you guys here.
Give us a like on the way in. Thank you to everyone that's been sharing our videos. Thank you for your patience. We've been doing a lot of filming, a lot of videos lately. Thank you for everyone. Jump in here, share, leave us a comment. Let us know where you're coming from. San Antonio, awesome. That's what's up. Cali Cal. Yo, what up, Joe? Yeah, and I'll take a couple of your questions or comments here. James, good to see you, James, as always. Rachel, hey, what's up, Rachel? Danielle, good to see you. James, yes, finally, Paris World. What took you so long? AJ, what's up? Ryan's in the house. Jesse's in the house. Florida, Georgia. Andrea's here. South Carolina. New York, North Kakalaka, and Compton. All right, we got people from all over the place. Love it. NYC in the house. Arizona, Vegas. Oh, yeah. The Grim Reekin. I love that name. That's cool. Tacoma, to Compton. Rio Grande, Puerto Rico, Baltimore, D.C. Ooh, Africa, Ethiopia. Shout out. Twyla's in the house. Oh, we got a lot of people here today. Share the video. That is awesome, guys. Thank you. Well, one of the first things that I wanted to talk about, if you guys want to go ahead and get your questions or comments and wait a minute or two, I'll get to them a little earlier than usual. But one of the first things that I wanted to talk about is the fact that, you know, I always say, oh, I never claimed to be an expert. I never claimed to accomplish anything. I never claimed to be a journalist. I'm just a dude. I'm just a guy that wants you guys to have an open but skeptical mind, use a Socratic method, be nonviolent, and never eat you-know-what behind Subway in the alley. It's not worth it, guys. If I could just tell you from personal experience, it's not worth it. But I have to say that we've arguably had successes before, but we've actually had an impact now. We've had impacts before. We've done things before. We've made international news a number of times. However, I feel like we're actually having an impact here, and I'll tell you why. Because, Mr. America, I believe it was a week or two ago that you did a video at the Sheriff's Department in Orange County, Florida, right?
That's right.
And not many of those people knew the Third Amendment. And as then we kind of laid off the First Amendment, went to the First Amendment, because they don't even know that. But, so we've been quizzing these officers, and we've also gotten word, just gonna make sure this is plugged in here. Surprise, I'm back! And we've also gotten word here, you can just get that one going here. You can just put that one all.
I got you, bro.
Yeah, you
I got you.
All right, so here's the point I'm trying to make, right? He went a couple weeks ago to do a video, Orange County, Florida, Sheriff's Office. He went there. And we've been asking cops all over the country.
That's right, which, by the way, sorry to interrupt.
How dare you?
These sheriffs from this county, in Orange County, Orlando, they don't do proper investigations in a lot of homicides, possible homicide investigations, okay? They be going, oh, okay, yeah, it was a suicide, overdose. Hey, there's a lot of people getting killed out there, and you guys are not doing proper investigations. Make sure you do the right thing. We're going to address a few situations later on.
That's right, and to back you up with facts and statistics, well, according to a recent study of over 50 years of police's own data, police only solve 2% of major crimes. And so when there's something that looks difficult or unsolvable, they don't want to make their numbers even worse. They're just going to say, oh, it's an overdose. Oh, it's a suicide. And that's yet another way the cops are ineffectual. Now, what I was talking about was the fact that Mr. America and myself have been traveling this country for quite a while now. And we've been pop quizzing cops on the Constitution while smoking blunts with a whisk and snapbacks. And we've just been saying, hey, how seriously do you take your oath? Oh, I take it very seriously. Take my oath so seriously. What's the Third Amendment? I don't know. Right? So that's one of the weird aspects of this. So we've been literally across the country asking cops the First and Third Amendment.
And they just don't know it.
But what happened today was something different. Iron Metal, Yes, shout out my Cash App, and it's $ Auditing America News, $ Fake Micro News. Shout out to Iron Metal. If you guys are in Philly and you need some iron work done from the real Iron Man, check them out. Donations, if you guys want to donate. If you guys want to buy us a lemonade, if you guys want to buy us a coffee, if you're a rich Saudi oil billionaire, or you're a Wall Street tycoon, or maybe you're George Bush and you said, you know what, these kids are right. I've been listening to these kids. It's not prudent, not gonna do it. Maybe you want to send us an RV and some oil. Go right ahead. $ Fake Micro News, $ Cash App. The best $ Auditing America News on Cash App. The best way you guys can help us, though, is absolutely free. Takes less than a minute. And you just share the videos. That's the best way to help.
That's what we beg for, guys. We beg you for shares and likes.
New England Truth, yes.
New England Truth. Thank you for that donation.
Cali. Oh, man, thank you guys for the donations. Thank you so much. Joe Cool's in the house. Shout out to my pimp, Joe Cool. He's the man. I love that guy. Go check him out, too. So, like I was saying, can't stand topic here. The cops, we've been asking about the Constitution, the First Amendment. We've been pop quizzing them. And so I talked to an officer today. I have it on film. I may even release the video on my channel, Fake Mike Real News, immediately after this video. He said, yeah, and we know this too because they've had memos and trainings on us from a number of places across the country on how to deal with First Amendment orders everywhere. Twyla, thank you so much for the donation. And yes, as if anybody wants to go right there, Danielle, thank you very much for putting in there. Those are our links. And also links to our socials. We'll shout them out as well, too. Here's the point I'm trying to make. They're getting trainings on us. Mr. America went to this sheriff's department. Wow, you guys are awesome today. Perry, thank you so much. Perry, yes. And we're having an effect. And thanks to your sharing the videos, and thanks to your donations, and thanks to you guys calling. You guys are peacefully calling. You guys are filling out complaints, right? You guys are doing an awesome job. There's not, literally, I love being on Auditing America because, yes, England's in the house. Travis, what up? I love being on Auditing America because we have such a great community here. We're really a great group of people. You guys send us information, you share the videos, it's great. And you guys have been helping in this success. So this success, I'm gonna tell you, it's us. It's not just Mr. America, right? It's not just me, it's all of us. This is a success. This is why it helps to share those videos. Well, what happened? These cops are getting training, right? And they don't want to look like idiots because they don't know the Third Amendment. So a couple weeks ago, they didn't know the Third Amendment. We came back and they learned the Third Amendment. We own these cops into learning the Constitution. Because they're not going to learn it themselves. Unfortunately, they just don't care enough to learn it themselves. However, maybe if you insult them into learning it, they actually did. So we have a success, guys. If you guys want to put F in the chat for Harambe, or if you guys want to put something awesome in the chat, or explosion or something like that, go right ahead. Because we have a celebration, and I'm going to take a hit of this blunt to celebrate. And while I take a hit of this blunt to celebrate, I have some news I want to cover too, and of course Mr. America has some very interesting potential homicide investigation information that we will absolutely get to in just a bit. But, and this is a big booty, I want to get your questions and comments early here. Let's get a few more eyeballs on this. Share this. All right, so let's get some eyeballs here on this and get your questions or comments in while I bring up this news. Do you have plans to audit the voting system? Well, I actually don't believe in voting. As Mark Twain says, don't vote. Just encourages them. Voting is picking your master. I don't believe we should have masters. I'm not a statist. However, if you did want to improve the voting system, what you would do is you would put all voting, you would pass legislation, if you wanted to do it the current way, you would pass legislation in each state, because each state has dominion over their own dominion, like the old Dominion state down in Virginia, Sic Semper Tyrannis. You would install blockchain voting, and it would be open source, and we would know that we'd maybe vote in who are the people that are going to program this, right? Because on the blockchain, it's the next best thing that we have to being foolproof. So any other questions or comments? And be specific with the questions and comments, because if you guys just say something, I might just get off on a tangent. So you guys already know how I roll. Oh yeah, Brother Haram. Yeah, absolutely. We've been targeted by people. I've had FBI in my house. I've had DCYF at my house. We had weird stuff happen after we went to NSA. Right, we were detained at the NSA, and then some weird stuff happened. So we've had a whole bunch of weird stuff happen to us. But guess what? When bullies do that, they just want to push you around and shut you up. But guess what? No one's shutting me up. No one is shutting me up. I'm going to keep speaking on what I speak on. And if someone kills me, go ahead. Someone will kill me. Great. Thumbs up. But I'm not suicidal. I'm non-violent. And I'm just telling you guys to have an open but skeptical mind. So if that happens, it happens. Whatever. Right? But guess what? We can't be scared. We can't cower to these people. Because we have to stand up for our freedoms. Because otherwise you're going to teach the next generation that they're cowards. That you can't speak for that. And then that's just going to be tyranny. Worse than we already have, which, if that's even possible. Warren. You know, I'm not sure if I've ever audited Warren. But I should do that. So, great suggestion. Everyone go check out James. He's awesome. Ohio. Nice. I love Ohio. It's one of my favorite states, surprisingly. What happened? Let's see. Someone says politicians and establishment of corporate. Yep. Who's my favorite civil rights activist on YouTube? That's tough to say. There's a lot. Good question. Shout out to good guy Audit. La Science de la Musique. Love him. Heather, Ray, thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. What places we're going to be visiting in the future? Good question. It really depends on how we... the finance situation and what's going on in the world, but I like to cover the most important, interesting things. Matter of fact, today we did a video. I don't know if it's going to end up on my channel, so go over after this video. Don't do it yet, but after this video, share the video, and then go to my channel, Fake Mike Real News. I'm almost at 15,000 subscribers, so please help me get there after this video. So it's either going to be on my channel. Either way, I got definitely at least one video coming out tomorrow. It's either going to be on my channel or this channel. Me and Mr. America filmed probably like 24 videos in the last couple of days, and they're crazy, dog. Some of the craziest videos. So please start sharing the stuff on the channel because I want new people to see some of the stuff that we're coming out with too. One of them is we confront a congressman. I'm not going to say who, but we confronted another congressman today. So check out either my channel or his channel. Also, if you're just joining, smack the like, leave us a comment. Get your questions or comments in right now. I'm going to go and address them. Find Auditing America on Instagram, Facebook, $ Auditing America News on Cash App. I'm on Instagram, Fake Mike, MIC Real News, Twitter, Fake Mike Real News, $ Fake Mike Real News on Cash App. Also, FakeMikeRealNews.com. So... let's get your questions or comments. Put them in now. Let me see. Oh, I can't. It's not going. Where from? Jeez. It's not where you're from or where you're at, Fuzzy Nugs. But I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. My boy out here is from PR in Florida. All right, so let's get to some of the. Okay, good. And now this is a great question. Great question, Jonathan. I can tell you're a very, very discerning person who... That's a great question. As someone who is nonviolent in a country who gains power from pure violence, absolutely right, and uses it on people, absolutely right, how do you see change happening without violence? Or are you even interested in making change? Well, I wouldn't be doing this if I was not interested in making change. Like I said earlier, I've lost jobs over my activism. I've lost money over my activism. I've lost friends. I've lost family. And I could be doing something far more lucrative for myself. Absolutely. Even just on YouTube. Literally, there are certain channels, like economics channels for one, could do, and I'm going to come out with an economics channel eventually, but I've got tons of shit to do. They're easily monetized. I could sell out and work for a corporation, right? And I'll be like the best corporate guy ever. I could work in a cubicle and suck it up for the man all day, but I don't. So I'm definitely interested in making a change. I may not be the best person at it, but I'm definitely interested in making change. The reason that I believe nonviolence is the correct way is, although I don't agree with Einstein on everything, and there's a lot of weird stuff about Einstein. Yes, that's right. He is right when he says, thank you, Matt. Thank you very much. He is right when he says you cannot solve a problem with the same form of consciousness that created a problem. I believe that the greatest social change that has ever occurred, the most effective social change that has ever occurred, at least in the last 200 years, has been nonviolence, been the works of Gandhi. I mean, Gandhi almost and trust me, I'm no fan of Gandhi either. He did some weird stuff too. Just leave it at that, right? I used to quote Gandhi a lot more frequently, but he did some even weirder stuff, perhaps, than Einstein, if you can believe it. And who knows, right? But he brought the British Empire to its knees in India. Kind of, that's debatable too, but it hurt the British Empire a lot. And then the same thing you've seen, that's what the civil rights activists here in the United States in the 50s, 60s, and 70s and so on, they used the foundation of Gandhi as to having their change. And when they went there, when the Greyhound buses went with the Freedom Riders, and when they had the sit-ins with Rosa Parks, with MLK, right? When they did that stuff, then for the first time there's this new format. It's TV, right? It's the 50s, it's the 60s, and it's a relatively new phenomenon at the time, and now people are seeing it. And when you see something, you have empathy. You have empathy for that thing. So that's part of the reason I like to go ahead and expose things that most other people don't talk about. Absolutely, Ryan. Great. Yeah, Jonathan, thank you very much. And I'm no guru here. I'm no expert. Like I say, I'm just a dude, right? I'm just giving you that's my own thoughts on that. And also, too, I mean, it's pragmatic too, because if you sit here and call for violence, then people are gonna. That's the one thing you can't do, right? So, but it's also something that I truly believe in. I truly believe because it's also it's for the pragmatic aspects of it too, right? So let's say somebody wanted to do something terrible, right? I don't condone that because you're no better than them at that point. You've lowered yourself to their standards. And then, even if you did something bad that what one could say would be somehow effectual or effective from a militaristic standpoint or a military standpoint, unfortunately, they still have, and there is an argument to be made that these people have definitely continued violence upon us. So I definitely hear that. I definitely hear that, and I agree with you there. That's the messed up thing is because that's technically self-defense, but unfortunately, it's like the Matrix. It's like the Matrix, dog. It's like when Morpheus takes Neo to see the chick in the red dress. And he says, yo, these people aren't ready. We have to unlock people's minds, right? Because even if you did something really, really bad, there's just going to be the people that are underneath them that go take their places of power too. So it's not pragmatically good. It's not morally good. You lower yourself to their level, and I don't think it's effective, and I don't think it's the right thing to do. That's my personal opinion. I will always be nonviolent, but I also am 100% for self-defense, right? So, all right, get your questions and comments back in here. I'm loving this chat, guys. Share the video. After this video, go check out fakemicronews.com. It's my flagship website. It's awesome. I'm not sure what that is, Nicholas, the burned pit. I'm not sure what that is, Nicholas. So maybe send me a message on Instagram, fakemicronews, and let me know. He's ADHD. Maybe, I don't know. I just, I'm somebody, people say, oh, Will, you're on drugs or something like that. Well, I'm on smoke trees. But I just get upset. Other people get upset when their Roblox doesn't work or when their Minecraft doesn't work or, oh, Twitch is down. Oh, Facebook down. Oh, the Patriots lost the Super Bowl. Oh, Tom Brady, how could you do that? I get upset when people are trafficking humans and committing atrocities, genocides, and war crimes. There's literally multiple genocides going on this planet. One of them's Yemen. One of them's in China. There's a few of them going on right now. I just think that's happening. I'm just a little more upset about that than Tom Brady losing a Super Bowl, right? And that's the thing. That goes back to the point that I was talking about earlier. And I will get your comments, guys, but I'm kind of like, this ties to the point that I was making earlier, which is, I just lost it, damn it, because I looked at the comments. Do I support I'm going to go back and I can't even see his comments. Ireland. I've been to New Jersey several times. Shout outs to Patterson, New Jersey. Shout outs to my boy Todd in New Jersey. My OG, my brother Todd in New Jersey. And also shout outs to D Black out in Jersey. Love those brothers right there. Yeah, so that's the thing. That's what I was going to say. Is that just much like during the Civil Rights era, when there was finally TV and people could see the racism, people could see them unleashing dogs on people and spraying them with fire hoses and beating the crap out of little kids. Then people are like, okay, now that they see it, they visualize, they have empathy. But the problem is, fast forward, after you have the CIA Operation Mockingbird, don't know that, look into it. Take a look at the Council on Foreign Relations and their relationship to the media. Check out Vanguard and BlackRock and their relationship with the media. Check out the Bilderberg Group and their relationship to the media. So unfortunately now, instead of focusing their camera, the mainstream cameras, on real atrocities, real genocides, real trafficking, real wars, real crimes, they focus it on Gabby Petito. And rest in peace to Gabby Petito. That's terrible. That's an awesome tragedy that happened, right? So I'm not trying to negate that in any way whatsoever. However, what I'm saying is there's cops kill 2 to 6 people every day themselves. So, and that's just cops. Every day there's thousands, millions of Gabby Petitos. So my point here is, back then they used their power to focus on some injustice, and they also used to cover it up. I'm not saying the media of the past was any darlings. Trust me, I can go into that aspect for a long time. They've always been controlled, but they used that there, and that helped the civil rights movement. That's what historians say. I'm just repeating what historians say. I'm no expert. I'm not. Almost every historian would agree with that. So now, instead of focusing on the war in Yemen, the Bilderberg Group, the Federal Reserve, the crimes of the CIA, they focus it on Gabby Petito. See where I'm going with this, guys? See how it all connects? And so what we try to use the camera here for at Auditing America in Fake Mike Real News is to focus it on things that you're not seeing. That you're not seeing on Fox News, that you're not seeing on CNN News. We'll do an audit and I'll drop stuff in there that you'll never hear on any mainstream channel, ever, right? So that's the point I'm making. So we have a vast number of people that are not aware. That's why I beg you guys to share the videos, because we still have, we got a lot of people to reach, guys. We still got a lot of people to reach. For a long time, I thought we were winning, but we have a lot of people to reach. And as my boy Yeah Right the Matrix says, shout outs to Yeah Right the Matrix. Go find hashtag Yeah Right the Matrix on all platforms. He says, I was getting a little upset the last couple years, right? When Trump and the Democrats and the Republicans conspired to take all of our rights away and prove that we don't have rights, we have privileges. When they shut down the entire country. When they ripped families apart at funerals and weddings. And they arrested people for going to church and opening their businesses. They ruined, Trump especially, and the Democrats, all of them. They ruined the little bit of economy that we had here, that the Federal Reserve had been chip, money printer goes burn away for a long time. And then, when it didn't stop, and then Billy Boy was like, well, actually, I think what we're going to need to do here is we're going to have to get you guys some cootie shots. And then I was starting to stress out. But Yeah Right the Matrix told me, he said, guess what, Will? Nobody's going back to sleep. So that's the beauty. That's why I go out almost every day and do what I do. And do what I do behind the scenes on the interwebs. That's why Mr. America does what he does. That's why you guys, all the activists out there that are watching right now, get your comments back in right now. I'm going to start paying attention to the chat right now. But I can't for a sec because I'm easily distractible. That's why I ask you guys to share the videos, to get the videos out. And as I always say, if you don't like the way I explain this stuff or present this information, that's cool. Look it up. Keep an open but skeptical mind. do your own research and either find somebody else that you think explains the information better, or better yet, take the actual source data and send it to somebody and say, hey, what do you think? Don't say, hey, oh, this is true, this is the absolute truth. Say the same thing. If I could ever say one thing, it would be 4, it would be 3. Nonviolence, open but skeptical mind, Socratic method. Those kind of play into the other stuff, right? But if we all do that and say, hey, you ever seen this? What's your thoughts on that? Just curious. What's your thought on the fact that the Federal Reserve is unconstitutional against Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution? What's the fact? What do you think about the fact that a bunch of rich, scummy banksters got together and said, hey, let's steal your money? Don't pretend it like that. But you guys get what I'm saying. All right, let's get back to the comments here. Whew, Blue Unicorn, welcome. When is the next video coming out? Tomorrow. There's going to be at least one on my channel and at least one on Auditing America's channel. So help me God, Evolution, the Gnostics, and the Wu-Tang Clan. Because we did a lots of videos. I'm not begging for money. If you guys, there's a lot of, and you know what, guess what? Like, I appreciate all the donations. I am begging for shares. I am begging for you guys to share the information, keep an open but skeptical mind. I am begging for you. Literally, I'm pleading. Please, 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 please. That's some good pleading. Did it work? So, but you know what? Yeah, if you guys want to give donations, that's cool too. There's a lot of big channels. There's channels I watch all the time. Not even going to say their names because they're educational channels, like Crash Course. I just shouted them out, Crash Course, right? I watch mainstream stuff. I read audiobooks, I read regular books, and I watch other stuff too, right? I try to consume as much data as possible and then filter it in, see what makes sense, keep an open, skeptical mind. I just keep it all in there. And then you just, as all humans are good at, we notice patterns. So I'm just trying to talk about those. So yeah, you bona fide scrub. Don't know what that means, but thanks. I don't care if I'm a scrub. I don't care. Could be the worst person in the world. This is one thing that people do. Thank you for paying me to try to insult me, or maybe that was a compliment. I don't know. If it was, either way, it went over my head. I don't understand what you kids talk about nowadays with your razor scooters and your slap bracelets. Anyways, let's get back to your comments. But yeah, that's the point. The whole thing is, one of the classic things is they'll attack. They say, "Hey, you look stupid," or "Hey, you got a whisk in your hand," or "Hey, you're not too smart," or "Hey, you don't dress too good," or "You look ugly," or "Hey, are you on drugs?" Those are all what we call ad hominem attacks, which means you're not attacking my ideas. You're attacking me personally, which is fine. If you want to do insults, I can do insults too. I'm great at that, in my opinion. But you're not calling out the shit that I'm saying, because what I'm saying is true. You could never attack my argument. You could say, "Hey, Will, you look stupid." And I'd be like, okay, you're absolutely right, but what bearing does that have on the fact that the Federal Reserve is neither federal nor has any reserves and is unconstitutional and has been stealing our money and is the real reason for inflation, although Joe Biden and Donald Trump didn't help, let me tell you. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to pay me money to insult me, please do. I'll do a whole channel on that. And I'll use that money to travel across the country, to create my own podcast, to write books, to get out there and confront things, to share videos, to get on Auditing America, and to tell people to wake up. As Jordan Maxwell, rest in peace, Jordan Maxwell. F in the chat right now for Jordan Maxwell, the God. Rest in peace to Jordan Maxwell. F in the chat for some Jordan Maxwell right now. As Jordan Maxwell says, you people need to wake up and do your homework. And that's exactly right. We need to wake up. We need to do our own homework. Stop listening to Fox News. I'm not talking to anybody in the chat. I'm talking to the new people that are here because you guys shared the videos. Don't listen to what CNN tells you. Do your own homework. It's your own family. It's your own mind. It's your own body. And yes, keep an open but skeptical mind. Be nonviolent. Use the Socratic method. Right? Do all of that. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm ranting and raving today. All right, get back to whatever questions you had. Repeat them here in the chat now because it's too much scrolling. You guys are going fast. That's what she said. It's not what you say matters, it's the way you well received. What's the point? You can't understand that. Well, that's fine. I'm not a master of rhetoric yet, right? So that's why I'm telling you guys. Hey, by the way, you might not like the way I present the information. Well, you do it. You know it now. You know the facts, right? I've just presented you with a plethora of topics for you to go and research. I guarantee you, you look into the Bilderberg group. What do I think about Joe Biden? Joe Biden, take me to... I own Joe Biden like 6 times. To his face. I said, hey, keep your hands off kids. And everyone said, boo, boo, we like Joe Biden. And I said, no, Joe, you need to apologize to the women and children you grow. And I said, you will apologize for that mustache to that weird guy that was trying to kick me out. And guess what? Then they kicked me out. And everyone calmed down. And then Auditing America, Mr. America said, this is not a country that deports 6 and 8-year-olds. And he says, and you can't touch them either. Oh, man, Auditing America is the man. He says, and you can't touch him either. That's what I think about Joe Biden. You want to know what I think about Joe Biden? This one's for Joe Biden, Gina Raimondo, Donald Trump, Martin Shkreli, the ghost of Hitler, the ghost of Mao, the ghost of Stalin, all of them. Bah, that's what I think about them. That's what I think about Joe Biden, Donald Trump. All right. Am I using a whisk as a mic? Yes, actually I am. This represents transparency. This represents that I'm not wearing makeup. This is representing the fact that I don't get marching orders from large corporations or the Council on Foreign Relations or Vanguard and BlackRock. Also represents the fact that I'm not reading off a teleprompter. Also represents the fact that I didn't lie about weapons of mass destruction. Also represents the fact that there's no puppeteer up my butt. Also represents the fact that I'm not taking my marching orders from the military-industrial complex or Big Pharma. All right, so let's get your questions back in there. I got a ton of news, but you guys are asking some great questions.
I have a cool fact.
Cool fact.
About the Orlando Police Department. 307 unsolved murder case.
Whoa. Okay.
307.
So
there you go.
We just, oh, thank you. He just put a battery in my pack. We just went downtown Orlando. There were 7 people shot the other day there. Tons of murderers on the loose. As I was just informed by the fun fact from Mr. America, 307 unsolved murders. So we walked downtown because we was like, all right, let's see what's going on. 7 people were shot, right? Let's see what's happening. There was police just chilling there, acting like little kids. Meanwhile, somebody shot up 7 people. On top of that, there are 307 unsolved murders in Orlando. Good to see you guys are all just standing around doing nothing, and on top of that, you're being D-bags that don't even know the Constitution. As I talked about earlier here on this program, it's not a program, it's a D program. On this D program, shout out to Fritz Springmeier. According to a recent study, over 50 years of police's own data, get your questions and comments in there, police only solve 2% of major crimes. 2%. They never know the Constitution, although we've been owning them into learning the Constitution, which is cool as shit. They're not polite, they don't know the Constitution, and they don't even know their own jobs, and they're not good at it. 98% of the time, they fail. Imagine if you worked at a taco shop, and they were like, hey, Will, I need 5 soft tacos. Pronto. And 10 out of 10 times that they ask me for an order, I got it wrong. Let's say 100 times, 98 of those times I got it wrong. Do you think I'd be working there anymore? No, I don't think so. I think I'd be fired. But not the police. The police are such scary losers that they stand outside a school while kids are murdered. Those are the heroes, aren't they? Yeah. How's that? Uh-oh, we got a troll. I will give you guys some updates on some new things coming with Jordan Maxwell soon. Yes, Jordan Maxwell has passed, but his legacy will live on. And that's all I can say for now. So stay tuned for that. Mexican Righteous in the house. How many times have I been arrested doing videos? 4 or 5, I'm just guessing, I don't know. Do I support overturning Terry versus Ohio? Yes, not only that, I support overturning the entire Constitution, as the Declaration of Independence says, and live as free, independent people without any masters. Yeah, haters gonna say I drink too much water. He's hydrating too frequently. He's hydrating too much. Haters can say whatever they want about me. Oh, he's a bad auditor. Oh, he's talk stupid. He thinks he's cool. I don't care. I don't care. Just check my information. You notice, this is the one thing, though, that you notice about the haters, right? This is the most important thing. And because, yeah, I act like an idiot. I get it. Right? But this is YouTube. You're going to catch people's attention. Right? And back in high school, I was class clown. I was most unpredictable. I'm a goof. I'm not very funny, but I'm a goof. So this is just how I naturally act, right? So it's just how, if you don't like it, you come do it. But notice one thing about the haters. Notice one thing about the haters. They never attack my ideas. They just attack me, which is proof positive again. They're not attacking my ideas. Because they can't. Because I've researched them. That's why I've never lost a debate. The undefeated debate champion. Your thoughts on the book, The Most Dangerous Superstition? I have not read it. It is about religion, I'm pretty sure. And I think I know who the author is off the top of my head, but I'm not going to fool myself. But I was talking about this. I talk about this a lot. I think we actually talked about it in the recent Scientology video that we did. Because I wanted to make the point in that video more than one time that it is not just Scientology that are obsessed or brainwashed with a particular ideology. You see it happen in major religions also. What's the difference between a cult and religion? Give it 200 years, right? You also see it you see it transcending religion too. You see it encroaching in science. Science has become religion. But also, you see it in a few other places, right? So where's another major place that you see? Okay, you see it in Democrats, Republicans, right? That's another place. You can find it in all sorts of areas. And what it boils down to is that people have this confirmation bias. As I brought up the other day, there was a study that happened maybe 10, 15 years ago, I don't know. But they said, maybe less. I'm bad with estimating time. They said that human beings edit up to 50% of the information they receive to make it fit with their worldview. That's what they found. Now, correlation is not causation also. So here's the point, right? We all stick to a belief system. And all I'm trying to do here is saying, hey, don't take anything for granted. Forget about your belief system for 1 second. Put on your thinking snap. Use an open but skeptical mind. Use the Socratic method. And that's the best way. Tony, welcome. Callie, welcome. Larkin Rose, and the most dangerous superstition is government, not religion. I'm so sorry. How did I mess that up? Love Larkin Rose. Incredible mind, incredible speaker. Sorry about that, guys. Yes. I confused that. My apologies. It's Larkin Rose. He's one of the best voluntarist activists I've ever met. I've yet to have him on the show, and I would love to, and I should reach out to him. But yes, That's right. The most dangerous superstition is government. So I think I covered the point, but I was a loser and mistook the book. But yes, everyone, I would say, should check that book out. I will give that free promotion. The Most Dangerous Superstition, and thank you for bringing that up, by Larkin Rose. I've yet to read the book, but I've listened to a number of his speeches. I listened to him on podcasts, and overall, I agree with just about every single thing he says. And he explains things very, very easily. So go check out Larkin Rose. Can I get Jeff Berwick on the show again? You know, it's interesting because I think one of his, the contacts that I had for him was hacked. So it's been difficult to get in connection with Jeff. And because I have some questions, both because he made some predictions that were true and also some predictions that were not true. And you know me, I like to question people. Today, when I confronted this congressman, I actually gave him what Todd taught me, which is also another psychological approach, is to give two praises and one negative feedback or one concern, and get your questions in there, and we'll address them here. And I said, hey, I like what you did with this. I'm not going to spoil the video for you. I like what you did with this, but let me ask you about this. And he was more receptive to that. And he also understood that I did my research because I asked these questions about his political stances. And he could see, and I genuinely respected him for that. Honestly, it was one of the coolest Congress people that I've ever met. He was super chill. Now, there's other things about his ideology that I do not agree with. P-Rex, stay optimistic. All right, get your questions and comments in here, kiddos. Thank you for all the donations. I probably missed a few of these donations. I want to say thank you for everyone that just joined. Please share. What's HR 3550? Is that the guns bill created by David Cicilline from my hometown, Rhode Island, who I confronted? Brother Haram, we love you too. We love everybody here. Auditing America is such a great open source team we've built here with you guys and us. I really love you guys. Honestly, I say it on screen. I say it behind the scenes to Mr. America and to others. I'm super impressed. And you guys have defied my expectations when it comes to this community that we've built together. I mean, the amount of work that you guys do, the activists that are out there, the people that share the videos, the donations, sharing the videos, doing your own activism. I mean, that's really all it is. It's not hard work. It's really not hard work. Other people in human history had it a lot worse, right? There was, Normandy. Then there was Pol Pot, Mao, right? You know what I'm saying? The Black Plague, right? French Revolution, Middle Ages, Dark Ages. I mean, I don't want to be alive in any of those times. It would be cool to be alive and see like the pyramids when they first debuted, the party that was there. I would definitely go back for that. Would I ever audit Area 51? I would like to do that, actually. That is on my bucket list. It's one of the big ones that I haven't audited. That's what she said. At least we're not servants at Downton Abbey. That's right. Just kidding. Everyone read the manuals, protocols of police, military, take notes, memorize everything. Good point, Ron. Welcome to the stream. Ron Paul 2024. Yeah, I wish. I'm actually, you guys know who I'm voting for today? And I just made fun of voting. But I'm going to be a hypocrite here. So everyone can say, boo, hypocrite, liar, throw feces at me. But although I don't agree with voting, let me explain. Adam Kokesh has first convinced me in his book, Freedom, which is free online. And also, I've actually read that book. Unfortunately, I haven't read The Most Dangerous Superstition by Larkin Rose, but I suggest you do, and I suggest I do too. Daniel, thank you very much. Axioms Revolt, welcome. Freedom is also put very well. Adam actually was one of the instrumental people in convincing me away from statism, because I was a Ron Paul libertarian for a very long time until I realized, wow, actually statism itself is bad. I didn't even come across that idea. I thought I'd been down every rabbit hole. But that just shows you how dangerous of a superstition it is, because it's so ingrained in our minds that it has to be government. It's just natural. It's natural, right? So Adam Kokesh, who actually helped convince me not to vote, is then making me look like an idiot because now he's going to be running for president, which I fully endorse. I fully endorse Adam Kokesh because why? Here's the twist, plot twist, so it's not really hypocritical. Plot twist, you thought it was, I set you up. No, twist. He's running on the platform to legally and peacefully dissolve the federal government. So I vote for that. Who votes for that? Adam is the man. Put that in there. Adam 2024. That's right. Go check him out. Yes, Mr. America is back. Please expose Lawyerville and Shelbyville, Indiana. Well, as soon as the Koch brothers and George Soros send us that RV, we'll be right there. I would love to. Send me some information without sarcasm. Seriously, if you have something going on, question or comment, just follow me on Instagram, Fake Mike Real News, and send me a little message. Also, I can be contacted at fakemikerealnews@gmail.com. So, also, if you're just joining, share the video, smack the like, and find Auditing America on Instagram, find Auditing America on Facebook, $ Auditing America News on Cashbook. Find me after this video, after you share this video. It's fakemikerealnews.com. I have my own channel. It's called Fake Mike Real News. I'm almost at 15,000 subscribers. Please go over there. Give me a like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe, tell your friends, share that too. Fake Mike Real News on Instagram, $ Fake Mike Real News on Cash App, Fake Mike Real News on Twitter, Fake Mike Real News on Twitter, Fake Mike Real News on Telegram, pretty much everywhere, and fakemikerealnews.com. Also, guys, if you use soap, herosoapcompany.com, veteran-owned, percentage goes to me. You guys also get a discount, and you're helping every portion, every purchase that you make, a donation goes to help underprivileged veterans. So that's another way that you can help too. So herosoapcompany.com /fake Mike. That's herosoapcompany.com /fake Mike. You get a discount. You're buying all natural soap. You're helping veterans. You're helping me. And then you're also helping underprivileged veterans. So it's a win-win-win-win-win, quintuplet win. So please do. You got to buy soap anyways. So herosoapcompany.com /fake Mike. All right, let's get back to the questions and comments here. Yes, let's support our vets. Cali Life is in the house. I'm trying to scroll back and read these comments here. Sorry, guys. Massachusetts in the house. Oh, yeah. Elizabeth in the house. Rick Savage. Oh, yeah. Yeet. Shelbyville, Indiana. Well, that's a coincidence. Yeah, we always have a great number of veterans watching. And yes, we do support our vets, especially the ones that never gave up on their oath to the Constitution. That's one of the things that I admire so much about Adam Kokesh is he at first went and served as a vet, and you should see his channel. He's got some videos over there from Iraq which are pretty crazy, over 1 million views. They're pretty dope videos. But once he was brainwashed, just like all of us were. Sometimes there are definitely certain people that are just had great parents or were awake really early, but most of us were awakened at a certain point. Whoa, hear that thunder, guys? Hey, thank you very much, Harvester of Sorrow. Thank you very much for your undying service to, Ron's asking a good question, to the Constitution. That's what I was going to say, is once Kokesh found out that the war was a lie, he started Iraq Veterans Against the War, and because he spoke out, it was about being unconstitutional. How many people have read the Emerald Tablets and about Sumerians and Atlantis? Now, I've read the Emerald Tablets. Interesting. Now that I've read them, there's a big difference between reading something and understanding something, right? And in my opinion, the Emerald Tablets, some of them, you can't just take all of them at face value. Some of these are deep, hidden, esoteric, potentially fundamental truths, supposedly, about not just humanity, but the world and the universe. So it's very difficult to discern that, especially from the translations that's going on for all this time too. So that's a great question. The Emerald Tablet. What do you guys think about that? You also brought up Sumerians and Atlantis. Yeah, the ancient Greeks talked about Atlantis as if it was a real thing, although that was taken as hearsay from somebody older. But they believed it was a real thing. And I do believe regardless of whether it's Atlantis is a personal belief here, there was another older, more technologically advanced civilization than the one that, or at least rivaling the one that we currently have. I mean, we still can't explain Tiwanaku. We still can't explain the pyramids themselves. There's so many things that we can't, Easter Island, there's so many things that we can't explain, out of place artifacts, all this archaeology that conflicts with the mainstream theory of evolution and how things progress. And science hasn't updated their view on that, which is just another point. It was another thing. This is a great topic, by the way. So that's a great point, because we found so many things that have archaeologically been shown, not proven, but shown to be dated far earlier than human civilization was supposed to have even existed. So instead of fixing the timeline and admitting they're wrong, scientists, just like police, because they believe that there's some type of authority. They think that their job, oh, I went to college for a couple years. Oh, I took 6 months of training. I'm an authority. I'm big. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. No, it doesn't work like that. These type of people will instead of admitting they're wrong, they just don't talk about it. Right? Where have we seen that before? The Constitution, cops, right? We've seen that, politicians, the job. Right? So great question about that. And then Sumerians are also very interesting too. I have read a little bit about the Sumerians. I've read their creation story. I'm familiar with Enki and Enlil. I've also went to a number of museums. One of the things I don't show when I travel is there's a lot of museums across this country. A lot of them are absolutely free, DC especially, but there's a lot of great museums in New York, Chicago, Kansas City, Boston that are free, and even smaller ones that have gems. And I've been able to see firsthand supposed relics from Sumerians and amongst other cultures. So even the RISD Museum in Rhode Island's a pretty small museum, but it's got some really dope stuff. It got a crazy dope old sarcophagus from ancient Greece. It's got like a real mummy. It has this big wooden Buddha. It's got some cool stuff in there. So I go and I check this stuff out too. That's part of the other research I do. And you guys do remember the one time that I did tape myself in a museum. There was no video allowed, but I was allowed to take pictures. But I snuck the video in there. It was at the headquarters of the Freemasonic Lodge in Washington, D.C. for the Scottish Rite. And inside that tour, they showed us a number of things. They showed us where the racist, Confederate loser, Albert Pike, literal loser, Albert Pike was entombed inside. They showed us all this cool stuff, and then they took us to a museum. And I'll get your comments, so put them in there now. I'm going to grab a bottle of water because I'm getting cat mouth. But thank you for the shares and the donations if I've missed any too. But one of the things that they pointed out to me there, and now this will take us into a whole nother situation, so we can kind of freestyle and talk a little bit of what you want as we wind it down here. We'll spend a little bit more time because the conversation's getting interesting here. And I like it. So put your questions or comments in here. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Red Rum, we're doing our best. We are doing our best right now. We are literally doing our best. I will say that. We are doing our best, and we're doing a small amount, but we could be doing better. So inside that museum, one of the things that they pointed out, and this is interesting, so I'm telling people about the time that I went to DC and I was auditing the Masonic Temple. And one of the things in there was the museum, and they pointed out the fact they said there's a few flags over there. One of them was the American flag, one is this white flag, one is this other flag. And they said, you guys see that flag over there? That was the first flag on the moon. And I was like, oh, what do you mean